we're gonna do LA Laps first, which again, this is a track that I had a lot of high hopes for because of being from LA. Like, I will always say that. It's like all the Canadians that are hype about Vancouver because they're Canadians is honestly same shit. You know, for me, like, even though like technically I didn't, I was just only born in Long Beach. I wasn't raised in Cali. I was raised out here for my whole life, but LA still has a place in my heart for me because this is the bro. LA is such an iconic city. Like, you cannot tell me otherwise. Like, when you think of Cali, the first place you think of is LA. Believe it or not. You know, it goes LA, New York. Yeah, I can't use that as a nose. Sorry. It goes New York, LA, Vegas, surprisingly. But Vegas is literally only because people just only think of the Strip. You know? But it's like Vegas has so much more to offer than just the Strip. But you're never going to hear anyone like talk about anything else besides the Strip unless they're actually from Vegas. If they're not from Vegas, then it's always, oh, the Strip, the casinos. And it's like, bro, we have a lot more than the Strip and the casinos. But I get it, like, those are probably our most iconic features about Vegas. But it's like, you know. Alright, this should be... I was drifting the wrong way. No, I'm not even gonna respond because everyone is like, "Oh, Wiggler is Waluigi stats," and it's Birdo stats. They're actually the same stats. Which I think is, like, actually weird, because they even said, like, oh, Wiggler was going to be a heavy. But yet, we're the same stats as Birdo. So, either Birdo got updated, or Wiggler is actually the move. But I think it's actually funny when, like, this is what I feel like what Mario Kart 8 is going to go through right now. Each time that you release a new character, it's going to be a question of, well, they're the meta now, because obviously they put priority into them. So I do feel like they made Kamek and Wiggler in the same degree of Birdo, where it's like, okay, well, they're going to be, like, you know, super viable and whatnot, and they're going to be part of the meta, even though they don't fucking know what the meta is, because they're still trying to balance out to make it to a point where anyone can pick any character, vehicle, and still win. Because that was always Nintendo's goal, was to make Mario Kart in a way where it's like, oh yeah, like, you don't have to be the best I
Fucking
actually
bullshit.
did not get it perfect. All because of getting hit. Killed my momentum. But you know, that, oh my god, that is the thing. It's like, Nintendo never intended for a competitive scene for Mario Kart. Nintendo never intended for a meta. Nintendo always wanted Mario Kart to be like, oh, well, pick your favorite character and race, you know? Like, it was never supposed to be, oh, well, this character is really fucking good, so you should use this character instead. It was always supposed to be that, but the issue was, when they made the game, with their coding with all those different stats and everything, it made it so, okay, you guys kind of created your own meta. So this is why, like, if they do release a Mario Kart 9 or 10, whatever fucking number it's gonna be, it's gonna, I do see Nintendo pretty much flipping the switch and pretty much just saying, hey, look, like, you know, there's no more gonna be different stats. Everyone is just gonna be the same. You know, the only thing that changes are the aesthetics. That is it. Which I personally think that's part of like the best thing to fucking do. In this day and age, if you do want to make it so it's like, okay, everything is equally balanced. But it's like, at the same time, that's where, in my opinion, I don't think it will do the game justice. Yeah, I 100% feel like this is gonna be inward. I feel like this is legit inward track. I don't feel like this is gonna be for the outward drifting players. Let's go!
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Alright, let's go. We got first. But I don't know. I don't know. Alright, let's go. We're in first. We're chilling. We're chilling. Of course the shot comes out. Honestly, Vancouver's also low-key an interesting track as well. Like, I can see why there was hype for Vancouver. I still feel it's a toss-up between LA in Vancouver for this Grand Prix for who's number one. I guess like the one part I don't like is probably just the second lap of the ice rink. If we're talking about the last lap of the ice rink, I love it because it's just the exit straight versus the exit being on the left, and also 2 shots. What the fuck? I can't wall dodge. It's okay. We still got first. We got first. All right, we're chilling. We're chilling. I think I'm comfortable on all these tracks. Like, it's not. So it's not like a DK Summit where you have to learn a fucking double cut. It's not like Gorge where you have to learn a gap jump. Like, it's not like Yoshi's Island where you have to learn the movement of the cloud in order to get the bridge. So it's low-key. I think like this wave is pretty fucking good. It's legit. It's really good. It's really good. Because I don't see, like, again, maybe I'm like low-key tripping out, but everything that I have seen between these tracks that got released, right? So let me go through. So Athens Dash, like there was a couple of cuts, but nothing where it's like, okay, like you had to learn how to do a double cut, how to do a gap jump. Daisy Cruiser, pretty much straightforward. It's the oval, which again, like I even said, I was like, Daisy Cruiser, you can only do so much because there was really nothing significant in that track. Movie Highway, you do have the cuts in the beginning to go on the top half. Other than that, it's just a matter of like knowing your lines and knowing which boost panels to go onto and when to release your MTs and SMTs and obviously avoid the bomb cars. Squeaky clean sprint. My only question is, why the fuck are there coins on the sink? Literally, when you start the race, why are there coins on the sink spout? That doesn't make any sense. Like, there's no... Unless I'm tripping out, there's no way you could get onto the sink spout. So, I'm like a little bit confused with that. But other than that, Squeaky Clean Sprint, it really only have, what, like two cuts? And one of them is in that sewer section where it's literally just missed to get doubles. And then the last cut is a soap cut. But again, I said like with that wind pushing you, it's kind of weird to take it, but it's still a viable cut. So there's really nothing game breaking in these tracks for now. Obviously, there's going to be someone that's like, hey, look what you can do on this track. Then, when you go into this track, LA laps, straightforward. There's a couple of cuts you could take with Shroom, which is expected. Sunset Wilds. This is their Mario Circuit 3, in my honest opinion. I like Sunset Wilds is a Mario Circuit 3. I think, in my opinion, with like the GBA SNES tracks, you really can't, like, I hate to say it, I think all of them are objectively baggers. Blue Lake, you can bag it. Snowland, you can bag it. Mario Circuit 3, you can bag it. Sky Garden, that one's a toss-up. Yeah. So, if you like Mario Circuit 3, then Sunset Wilds is in there Mario Circuit 3, which I don't mind. So, nothing wrong with that. And then you got Koopa Cape. Koopa Cape, I love it. I love Koopa Cape, but obviously everyone's like, oh, there's no more of the shockers on Koopa Cape, which, were they really a big deal? I don't think they really, in my opinion, I don't think they really fucking mattered. If I'm honest, I don't think that's what made Koopa Cape Koopa Cape. So, you know, but this Koopa Cape, it's in the same situation like Daisy Cruiser. There's not much you can do to that track. Like, I think literally pretty much majority of like the GameCube and Wii tracks, you really can't change it. Like, it's just pretty much just straight up. Same thing with the 3DS. Like, I feel like once we hit that situation where it's like, okay, you're in this era, not much you could change. Really, like, yeah, no, like, there's not much you could change. DS, you could change stuff, but the 3DS, Wii, and the GameCube tracks, honestly, I felt like you really can't change much with it. Coconut Mall is still the same. Till Circuit, that's still the same. DK Summit is technically still the same. Waluigi Stadium is the same. So, Koopa Cape, I think it's a good track, but I think it's only, like, it's reliable for inward drifting bikes. So if you're an inward player, like, that track is 100% for you. And then we go to Vancouver. Vancouver is fun. Vancouver is super fun, but I don't think I can put it above LA. I think this is where my bias is coming out, because I do feel like LA is slightly better than the Vancouver Tour Track. Vancouver Tour Track is still fucking great. I will easily say that. It's still a fucking great track, but I can't say it's better than LA Laps. I think LA Laps is honestly a little bit better. It's literally like by a small margin. But Vancouver, it's fun. Again, there's really no groundbreaking cuts on this one either, so that's also fucking, I'm happy for, which is why I love this DLC. All these this fucking wave has been just, all the tracks are straightforward. You don't have to learn anything new, or you don't have to learn some expert strats. It's literally at a point where it's like, hey, if you know how to race, you'll do fine on this track. If you know how to drift, you'll do fine. Really all it is. And then obviously Vancouver has that cut in that water section, which obviously I think you're going to need a shroom for that no matter what, just only due to the fact that you're going in water and then you're going into grass. So I do feel like you do need a shroom for that, but other than that, like, pretty straightforward track. I like it. So far, like, this wave is pretty good. Like, I can't complain about anything, really.